got me a 12-volt supply, which basically converts AC current to DC. I have me a mag mount antenna, which basically clips onto magnetic, or I should say metal, or attracts to metal, but it is magnetic. It's expandable. I have me a regular connector there that should fit into the back of that. This is a realistic radio. You won't find these anymore. Well, you couldn't find them, but they're made by Radio Shack. So that basically does that. Now, you have another part where you put your 12-volt DC. And that's where the power supply comes in. So this part, which is a regular cigarette lighter plug that plugs into the rear of this, where I have my negative on the black terminal, my positive on the red terminal. I get my jack there. Just gonna plug this into there, like so. Also I have a circuit breaker there too, just in case it trips. So that's your circuit protection. Now I'll take this last part here, which is the other side of the cigarette lighter plug, plug it into here. So now I get my full connection. Now I can turn my power on. There goes power. Now I can turn my radio on. Okay, we got power there. Let's see what we got out here. Open my squelch. See if anything is out there. Let's open it up. There we go. A little squelch. Nothing on channel 8. So we go to 11. Channel 14 has. Let's open up the antenna a little bit. Give it some more reception. Give it some more, a little more reception. Let's see who's out there on the I haven't talked CB radio for years, so let's see who's on the CB radio. $17. Never. Let's close that squelch a little bit. No, not too much. Close it a little bit. Because if they break the squelch, then they're closer than you should be. Channel 20. Channel 20 used to be where all the people in the city would talk on. In my neighborhood anyway. Channel 20 used to be all the big boys be on there. I used to be on Channel 20 back in the day. 21. Not much out there. There's 40 channels on the CB radio. Sometimes you get upper and lower sideband, AM, FM. Those are just extra channels you add on the radio. But the basic channels are 40. Channel 9 is usually the emergency channel. Channel 19 is usually truckers. The other channels just local people going off and talking different parts. So 40 should be the last channel. And it goes back to 1 again. Now it could be the location where I am. Let's try something. Hold on. Let's scan through these channels one more time. Open, close the squelch a little bit more.
Good morning. Check a vehicle on moving permitted spot 119 Peterborough.
And like I said, maybe not too many people use the CB radio like they used to. At nighttime, you may hear people use it more than the daytime too. Let's see here. Brake channel. Brake channel on the radio check. I have to keep checking because, like I said, a lot of people probably don't use the Citizen band radio like they used to. So I haven't turned it on in years. So I'm just trying to see what's out there and what's not out there. Maybe a lot of people use a GMRS radio or MRS. Channel 30, brake channel. Yeah, so it's nothing. It all depends on where you are too, the location. These things have a, depending on your height and elevation too. Depends. You can get a lot of range out of it. So if I was on top of a hill, I'll be able to pull in more signal. And if you get the right antenna hookup, you can do skip off the ionosphere during the daytime. So.
Bravo detail.
Let's try this.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Steve Roberts, working on Howard Ave, working between Dewey and Woodcliff. We got the street closed.
Let's see.
Howard, Dewey to Woodcliff. I have it. Good morning.
Try channel 6. Brake channel. Radio check. Brake channel. Alright. So far, nobody out there. Let's see something. That's a 40 channel. Right there. See it? Emergency Citizens Band. Now, Realistic is a product of Radio Shack. So there is no Radio Shack anymore. So you can get Midlands and other brands, Unitons and stuff like that. But a Radio Shack, if you were to buy a Radio Shack, it will probably be either a used one or I don't know if they refurbish them anymore either. That's a good question. Maybe somebody will. I'm gonna scan through this band one more time. Channel 20 used to be where all the big boys used to hang out. And the squelch is just to get rid of that noise. So when you hear that little static, you could turn the squelch just a little bit, just so that noise is gone. And then anybody who breaks through the squelch, that means they're close enough to break that squelch. Right now, if anybody coming through now will be within a good range. And some have a dB gain. This one doesn't have a dB gain, but there's more sophisticated radios that do have a dB gain on there to give you more audio out. Brake channel. One day I tried this at a different elevation too. Right now I'm at like what you call 0 elevation. Good to play around with different gadgets every once in a while. One day I'll show you another gadget that I have.
Charlie 111. We clear with an R on Ward Street. Can you send us out?
Now, if you have 2 or 3 of these, you can use these as a personal communication. You can get about, depending on line of sight and terrain and wattage you're putting out, 5, 10 miles, 20 miles. You know, with a good base station antenna, I've gotten 100 to 200 miles, and then you got then you get into linear amps. Linear amps, you can, theoretically a watt per mile. You can get a lot out of it if you have the right equipment and height. But basically you get about 30 to 50 miles on a regular basic citizens band radio. And like I said, it all depends on the height and the terrain as well. Right now we have nothing on there. Like the citizens band has it used to be a lot of activity. Now we're going back some years. It used to be a lot of activity in the citizens band radio. Now it seems like you get more activity when you're driving around in a motor vehicle, because then you can monitor certain channels and see what's out there. Alright, so right now I don't hear anything. Even the trucker channel. This is the truckers channel, I believe, 19. Let's see. Now I'm not close to a highway, so I don't think. Brake channel, brake 19, radio check. Brake 19, radio check. So there's not much out there at this time. And honestly, I don't know if there's a lot of people on the citizens band like there used to be, because I don't see a lot of cars and trucks. Truckers do have those radios in their truck, but as far as them actually using it like they used to, they probably don't use it as much. It is a communication on the expressway to notify people of danger and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's bring that scorch open a little bit. A lot of ground noise. Let's test this out at a different elevation. I just want to pull this out of the woodwork and see if there's anything good out there. Just checking to see what's on the citizen band radio. And this is I don't know. This is a dinosaur. I don't know the age on this. It has to be over 30 years old. Maybe older. Maybe older than 30. They used to have the ones with the Morse code. This one doesn't have the Morse code on it. You see my push to talk button is broken. That's supposed to be a push to talk, but it's right here. I'm using my finger. But see how everything's, you don't even have these anymore. Everything's all digital, but this, you see all the capacitors inside there and all the transistors. Nowadays, you get a smaller circuitry. You don't even see that kind of stuff. So the things are more compact and using more IC chips and stuff like that nowadays, and smaller resistors and capacitors. Let's give this one more spin around, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I might keep it on just to see what's out there, but just want to show you what the Citizen band back in the day used to look like. This is a basic radio. This is the basic of the basic. You can get some fancy ones that got Roger beeps and upper sideband, lower sideband, FM. All kinds of sorts of things. I used to have a President JFK with the Roger beep on it. Cobra 19. You know, they had so many different radios out there. Union made some good radios.
416 and Kiki Towing is on the way.
So we're just kind of scanning through the band and see what's out there. A lot of these upper channels like this were like private channels that people, not private, but people want to have private conversations. They'll go up to these channels, but they're not private, but they were just like, we won't be interfering with other people, basically. You can't really have a private channel. You could go on a channel where someone can't really hear you. If you had your extras, you can go to upper sideband or lower sideband, or go to FM. FM was more, you know, you had a clearer audio, but it was harder to listen on the FM if you was on the AM side. So that, you know, it is tricks and trades how to kind of scramble your audio. But other people, you know, have ways of tracking you if they really wanted to. Right, so I'm gonna shut this off. It seems like it's not much out there. Channel 40 used to be a good channel, like a lot of people used to talk on too. You could talk to people like out in Chelsea and Revere on Channel 40. Alright, so Channel 9 is supposed to be the emergency channel, but I don't even think state police even monitors Channel 9 anymore. They might. Break channel radio check. Break 9 radio check. There's nothing really out there. You have to be within the range too. Like, honestly, this antenna does give out something, but it's not like, let's try this. Let's try something. See if that makes a difference. It could and it could not. Also, I don't have a dB gain meter on here to really show what I'm receiving. Break 20 radio check. Yeah, so like I said, not too many people use CB radio like they used to. There are some people, but not, like I said, not a whole lot. It's good for family outings too. You can do it for camping, hiking, you know. But like I said, a lot of that stuff went to GMRS. So like, instead of carrying a bulky radio like this, you can carry a GMRS walkie-talkie. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose. A lot of the GMRS radios are just as good as communicating if you got the right radio. Alright, guys, just want to show you the basics of the Citizen band radio. Realistic. I don't know if it has the model numbers.
Can you check the area of Fairfield and Newbury? This call is Delta based for a male at that corner walking in and out of traffic talking to himself.
I don't think there's a particular model number on this. But this is realistic. Maybe down there you can see something. But other than that, it's just a regular realistic radio, a walkie-talkie. I can't call it a walkie-talkie. Citizens band radio. This is not really a walkie-talkie. This is more for the mobile. But interesting though. Something to think about. If you got 2 or 3 of these, you can always keep communication with these. And the good thing about these particular radios is that, they don't really overheat like the other radios could. These radios will, they're, unless you're doing something really crazy with them, they don't really overheat. I'm just gonna stop on 20. 20 is like that. Alright guys, that's about it. Catch you guys on the next one. So we got your power supply, antenna, your little cigarette lighter plug, your cord. You also could hook a battery up to this. So in the event you lose power, there'll be a battery being charged and the battery being used. So there's a whole lot of different things you can. When you get this kind of equipment, you can do things out of it. You can use these as intercoms too if you wanted to, but there's so much stuff you can do with them. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.